Please. Stop talking, please. Make or buy is a concept to be discussed. A company is manufacturing a product. In manufacturing the product, for example, a component may be required. Company has got two options: to make the component on its own or buy the component from outside. Please. It all depends on the company's value chain strategy. Okay. Now, again I say, company manufactures a product. That product requires a component. Company has got two options. It can manufacture its component on its own, or can also what? Buy the component from outside and fit into its main product. Everybody, right or not? Now, this is what we call as make or buy decision. It's called as what decision? Make or buy decision. Should you manufacture on your own, or should I what? Buy it and use it. It's called as make or buy decision. Can I see it now? Understand, mostly making is cheaper than buying it. What is cheaper? Making is generally cheaper than buying. The reason is very obvious. Suppose can I start that? Now. Suppose I am manufacturing cars in which brake alone I buy from another company. Okay. Brake I don't manufacture, mainly manufacture my engines and other say parts. Brake I buy from what? Outside. When I buy a component, a brake from outside, the person who is selling me the car brakes will not only charge me the variable cost, he will put a share of fixed cost inside that, right or not? There's going to be a profit element inside that, right or not? In that case, when a person is selling to us, he does not require cost from us. He also requires what? Other issues also apart from the cost, like selling price, return required, cost of capital, etc., etc. Are you all following what I'm saying? So, if I can manufacture at 10 rupees, you'll supply me at how much? 15 rupees. In that case, buying is always or mostly what? Costlier than manufacturing a component. Enough, right or not? To understand the situation or not? So, making is cheaper than what? Buying. Because making, the only relevant cost is what? Variable cost. And buying, the relevant cost is going to be what? The entire purchase price. Because the other part is selling price. We'll be having what? A share of apportion the fixed cost. We'll be having what? Selling price, having a profit component and so on. So, mostly to manufacture a unit is cheaper than to buy a unit from outside. Response is or no? No. Then the question is, then why sir you put a question make or buy? Answer is what? Make, answer over, right? Understand the question or not? So, I said making is cheaper than what? Buying. Then why should I ask the question what? Make or buy? Why can't I make itself? There no need of having a question as what? Buy in this case. Now, I will stop. You all first settle down and then I will start. Are you understanding? First of all, what I am discussing now? What I am discussing? Which is cheaper? Which is what? Why making is cheaper? Only incremental cost is variable cost. Why buying is costlier? Share of fixed cost as well as what? The profit inside it. Yes or no? Now, making cheaper, the answer is simple. Make or buy. What is the answer? Make. Problem over. Can you go to the next chapter? No. So, there should be something inside this make or buy decision. Yes or no? Now, there are two types of make or buy decision. A long-term decision and a short-term decision. Okay. Now, long-term decision is a capital budgeting decision, and short-term decision only we discuss in this chapter, marginal costing. Very simple. When I want to manufacture my component, I require a machine to manufacture or not? Correct? To make, I require what? An investment in machinery. Now, When I go for making, in year 0, I have outlay called as what? Investment machinery. Yes or no? Now, every year, suppose the machine is having 5 years left, every year by making, I save some cost. When I buy, the cost is suppose 15. When I make, the cost is what? 10. 5 rupees per unit. My volume is 10 lakh units. I could say what? 15 lakh every year by way of cost saving. Yes or no? So, by making and say what? Some cost every year for how many years? 5 years. So, the benefit is savings in cost. The cost is what? Investing in machinery. I calculate the NPV. NPV positive means what? Make. Negative means what? Buy from outside. Is a make or buy decision as a capital investment decision. Respond. Yes or no? Now, that is what we discuss in FM in the area called as what? Capital budgeting, where long-term decision involves a cost of capital and other issues. Are you following what I am saying? Now, our subject, mainly this marginal costing, is not long-term decision making. Our is for what? Short-term decision making. There is a short-term decision regarding what? Make or buy. Above that only going to discuss here. Are you following what I am saying? No question. So, what is a short-term decision involved in what? Make or buy is the question. Are you following? Now, see. The question of make or buy will come in marginal costing when you have a limiting factor. When you have what? Limiting factor. Always understand that a make or buy problem will be always having what? Okay. Now, suppose mission hour is a limiting factor. I have only 10,000 hours. How many hours you have? 10,000 hours. Now, this 10,000 hours, the fight for this 10,000 hours is taking between 3 products, X, Y, and then what? Z. The problem is, the X, Y, Z, all the 3 making good than buying. All the making is good than what? Buying because making is having what? A cheaper variable cost. I would like to manufacture and sell all the 3 products X, Y, and Z. Are you following? But the problem is, all the 3 products when I make, I require more than 10,000 hours. I require suppose 12,500 hours. Everybody following what I am saying? In that case, my question is, can I manufacture all the 3? Why can't I manufacture all the 3? Because I have a limiting factor which prevents me in manufacturing what? All the 3 products. Accept or not? In that case, only to the extent of 10,000 I can manufacture. The balance should be obviously what? Bought from outside. Yes or no? In that case, X, Y is that what should be made inside, what should be bought from what? Outside is a make or buy decision. Yes or no? This make or buy decision is very intricately related to how I allocate what? The limiting factor. So in marginal costing sums, we discuss make or buy decision in what context? In a limiting factor context. It is not like a capital investment. Already machine is there. Everything is there. I have facility to make already. Understood? Problem is, my facility is insufficient to what? Manufacture the full production due to what? The limiting factor. Where there's a shortfall, I should necessarily want to buy from outside. In this case, what should be bought from outside? X, Y, or Z? How much quantity? How to allocate what? The limiting factor will be the interlinked problems regarding what? Make or buy and limiting factor problems. Are you following what I am saying? Now tell me, there are 2 make or buy situations. One is what? As a long-term capital investment situation. Number 2 is what? As a limiting factor allocation situation. Capital investment situation means making is cheaper than buying. So every when I make, I save what? Cost, other inflows. But for making I require what? Machinery. I invest today is called as what? Outflow. Find out NPV. Positive means what? May. Negative means what? Buy. But that is not we are discussing here. We are discussing about what? Short term. I have machinery. I have labor. Everything is available. Only problem is I have only what? Limited capacity of 10,000 hours. With the capacity available, I cannot make all the requirement on my own. In that case, what should be made? What should be bought from outside? How much should be made? How much should be bought from outside? Is what we call as a make or buy problems. Everybody, yes or no? Now, very interesting area. I'll be seeing lot of intricate problems regarding this make or buy in another 2 classes. Can we start or not? Now, this is regarding the introduction to this concept called as make or buy. We can start doing the problems in this regard. Can I proceed or not? Write down. First give the heading make or buy. Point number 1. Generally, see, in the make or buy only, we discuss about indifference point here also. We'll be having what? Yeah, specific fixed cost, break-even point. Everything will be discussed even in what? This make or buy situation. Okay, now, give the make or buy. Point number 1. Generally, it is believed that. Generally, it is believed that. Generally, it is believed that making is cheaper than buying. Generally, it is believed that making is cheaper than buying. Generally, it is believed that making is cheaper than buying. Because making involves only variable cost, and buying includes share of fixed cost, comma, supplier's profit, etc. And buying includes share of fixed cost, supplier profit, etc. Share of fixed cost, supplier's profit, etc. in purchase price. Share of fixed cost, supplier's profit, etc. in purchase price. Everybody following or not? Next, point number 2. Make or buy decision can be classified into 2 types. Make or buy decision can be classified into 2 types. Make or buy decision can be classified into 2 types. Branch it into 2. A long-term investment decision. Second branch, a short-term limiting factor allocation. A long-term investment decision. Second branch, a short-term limiting factor allocation. Second branch, a short-term limiting factor allocation. Everybody following on? Now, go to the first branch, put the down mark and write. For making, we require mission. First branch, right? For making, we require mission. Hence, capital outlay occurs in year 0. Capital outlay occurs in year 0. Full stop. Everybody following on? Continue. Due to making, same point, same branch you continue. Due to making, operationally we save cost. Each year. Which results in inflow. Same branch you continue, full stop. If NPV is positive, answer. If NPV is positive, what? Make. By investing in mission. If NPV is positive, make by investing in mission. Else, buy. If NPV is positive, make by investing in mission. Else what? Buy. Go to the second branch. In this case, we have facilities to make. Don't think I have to buy the machine, incur new fixed etc. I have a plan. I have facility to what? Make. In this case, we have facility to make. But limiting factor exists. That prevents making the entire requirement. Limiting factor exists that prevents making the entire requirement. that prevents, making means what? Producing here. That prevents producing the entire requirement. That prevents making the entire requirement. Here, full stop and continue here. What should be made? Here, what should be made using the limited resource? Here, what should be made using the limited resource? And what should be bought from outside? Here, what should be made using the limited resource? And what should be bought from outside? What should be bought from outside is a decision to be made. What should be bought from outside is a decision to be made. What should be bought from outside is a decision to be made. Everybody, are you following or not? Now, with this we complete the introduction. We can start doing the problems. Before that, tell me, which is cheaper, making or buying? All of you, making or buying? Making. Then why make or buy? There are two situations. One is a long term, another is what? Short term. In long term, when I want to make on my own, I require what? Investment. If the investment cost is less than the savings, you do what? Manufacturing and go for make. Otherwise what? Buy. Second situation is what? I like to make all my requirements, but the problem is what? I don't have the capacity. It means what should be made and what should be bought is a make or buy decision. Everybody that side, are you able to understand or not? Now, let's start doing the problems. In all these problems, one standard table will be preparing called as make or buy table. If you understand that for the first sum, it is going to be same for what? Most of the sums to be followed. Can you start or not? Now. Take question number 23, please. Take question number 23. Stop talking, please. A company is preparing its production budget for the year ahead. Two of its processes are concerned with the manufacture of three components, which are used in several of the company's products. Capacity in each of the three processes is limited to 2000 hours. Production costs are as follows. Component X, Y, Z, direct materials per unit given, direct labor per unit given, variable overheads per unit given, fixed overhead, process M, process N, for X it is 6, 10.5, 6, 10.5 for Y, 4.5, 3.5 for Z. Total production cost is given per unit. Requirement for the component X, Y, Z in units for the following year: X 300, Y 300, Z is 450 units. Fixed overhead is absorbed on the basis of mission hours at the following rate: process M 3 per hour, process N 3.5 per hour. Component X and Z could be obtained from an outside supplier at the following prices per unit: X 44, make a small change, Z 23. X 44, make a change, Z is 23. Required. Demonstrate insufficient capacity is available to produce the requirements for the component XYZ in the year ahead and calculate the extent of shortfall. Determine the requirements for bought-in components in order to satisfy the demand for components at minimum cost is a question that has been given. Please. A basic sum could be asked in examination for 5 marks or 6 marks. Read the question before I start with the solution. The first problem in this make or buy area. Please read the question quickly. Read the question. Shall we start now? Now, three components are there. What are three components? X, Y, Z. They are manufactured in two departments or two processes. What two processes? Process M and process N. The limiting factor is the hour availability. In the M department, how many hours available? 2000 hours. In N department, 2000 hours are available. Respond, yes or no? Now, I have to produce how many units of XYZ? 300, 300, 450. This production will take some hours or not? It will take M hours as well as what? N hours. It should take 2000 and what? Less. If this is taking more than 2000 hours, the problem is what? I cannot manufacture all the three. A portion of it has to be bought from what? Outside. Is the issue. Everybody following or not? No. They have given you the cost detail, material cost, labor cost, variable overheads. These three costs are always what? Relevant. If I produce, they are incurred. If they are not produced, they will not be incurred. But the fixed cost is irrelevant because whether I produce or not, anyhow it is going to be what? Incurred. There is only a way of apportioning it. I think you are all following us now. But why the fixed cost is given here is to find out the mission hours. Is to find out what? Mission hours. For example, what is the absorption rate given for process M? Tell me. For process N? 3.5. Can you tell me? 6 rupees is given X. Then how many hours? 2 hours. 10.5 means what? 3 hours. Like that I can find out how many hours X is taking in M and then what? N with the help of the absorption rate which is given. That's the use of the fixed cost given in this particular problem. Am I right or not? Now, let us start doing the problem. First to identify whether limiting factor exists or not and then go for the make or buy decision. Can we do it together or not? Now, write down first. Question number 23, step 1. Question 23, step 1. Identifying limiting factor. 23, step 1, identifying limiting factor. Identifying limiting factor. Okay, open the following columns. Requirement of hours per unit, you can call this first. Requirement hours per unit, then units, hours for the entire process. Finish opening the columns or not? Now, X, Y, Z. 3 products are there. Okay. Now, let's start with X, Y, and Z for M. Answer my question. What is the absorption rate of process M? 3 per hour. Respond yes or no. Every hour I work, I charge 3 rupees of process M cost to the products as per the fixed overheads absorption rate. Yes or no? Now, look at process M. X is charged with how much process M cost? 6 rupees. So how many hours here? 6 by 3, 2 hours. X, right? 2 hours, bracket 6 by 3. Now, I want to get confirmation, understanding, writing. For Y, tell me what is the calculation of Y? What by what? 6 by 3. Once again, 2 hours. 6 by 3, 2 hours. For Z, please, yeah. For Z, what it is? 4.5 divided by 3, 1.5 hours. Now, I want you to stop writing and tell me what I am discussing. Are you following? Class, I am afraid because no energy, looking very tired. Be fresh. Can I proceed now? You would understand where the numbers are taken from. Alertness. Now, should I explain once again? Can I proceed? Can I proceed or not? Now, that means next step you should tell me, then only I'll put, when you tell I have to hear the noise correctly. Shall I proceed? Now, so first of all, when I ask you tell me, why, what absorption rate? 3.5. Every, n, what absorption rate? 3.5. Every ever if a product consumes, I charge how much the base here? 3.5. Tell me, X is charged, how much M cost? 10.5. How many hours here? 10.5, 3.5, 3 hours. 10.5 by 3.5, 3 hours. Next question. Now, Y is also what? 10.5, 3.5, 3 hours. Z 3.5 by 3.5, 1 hour. 1 hour, yeah? 3.5 by 3.5, 1 hour. Can I proceed? Now, please. Just to confirm, to produce 1 unit of X, you should pass through how many processes? What are 2 processes? M, N. X spends how many hours in M? 2 hours. How many hours in N? 3 hours. Y spends 2 hours, 3 hours. Z spend 1.5 and 1 hour. Response is or no? No. I have my production plan. How many units of X, Y, Z are manufactured? 300, 300, 450. Units is 300, 300, 450. Now we know the total requirement. 300 into 2 gives you 600. 300 into 2 gives you 600. 450 into 1.5 gives you 675. 600, 600, 675. Yes or no? For N, tell me what into what? 300 into 3, 900. 300 into 3, 900. 450 into 1, 450. 900, 900 and then 450. Please. Total hours. How many hours of department M are required to be used here? 1875. N, how many hours required? 2250. 2250 hours. Available hours. How many hours available? 2000, 2000. Available hours 2000, 2000. 120 hours surplus and then 250 hours shortfall. 125 hours surplus and 250 hours shortfall. Okay. Finished writing it or not? Now, listen. My company requires to produce how many units of XYZ? 300, 300, 450. This is my requirement, yes or no? To produce an entire requirement in process M, how many hours are required? 1875. Is the 1875 hours available or not? Yes. I have 2000 hours available, yes or no? And how much in process N? 2250. I have only what? 2000. My question is, can I produce my entire requirement or I cannot? Why I cannot? Because there's a limiting factor. What is the limiting factor? Process N hours is a limiting factor. Response is or no? No. Even though I would like to make all the 3, I could not make all the 3 because I have a limited process N hours available where I require 2250. I have only what? 2000 hours. So I cannot produce my full requirement. Response is or no? When I cannot produce my full requirement, obviously part of my requirement should be bought from outside. If I don't have a capacity to produce, at least what? Buy from outside. In that case, the question is how it should be produced and how much should be what bought is the issue to be answered. Response is or no? Now, I ask you a question. Can I buy Y from outside or cannot buy Y? Why I cannot buy Y from outside? Because Y has got only production possibility. There's no market for Y what outside. I cannot buy Y. Y buying is ruled out. Yes or no? Now, it is a competition between what and what? In between what? X and Z is a competition. Respond. Are you following or not? Now, please, all of you tell me. X can be bought from outside and how much it is? 44. Is that how much it is here? 23. Obviously, when I manufacture X, 15 plus 12, how much it is? 27 plus 6 is what? 30. Correct? When I manufacture X, the cost is what? 33. When I buy, the cost is what? 44. When I manufacture Z, the cost is 16.5. When I buy, what is the cost here? 23. For both, manufacturing only cheaper. So can I manufacture both X and Z? No. Because I don't have what? Hours. Necessarily have to what? Buy one from outside. Now I have to make a make or buy decision between X and Z. Everybody following what I am saying? We are now going to have a table that's a standard table for most of the sums to follow in this make or buy issue. Can I start doing the calculations or not? Now, this part you need not copy. I'll finish and then give you time to copy it. Okay, now please. Situation. X, Y, Z, I have to have 300, 300, 450 components in my hand. Yes or no? Can all the three be manufactured? No. Why can't I manufacture? That is a limiting factor. What is the limiting factor? Process N hour. That means I have to surely buy something from outside. Can I buy Y from outside? No. It is between what? X and Z. Which should be bought from outside. That's going to be the decision to be made in the next table. Everybody, are you following up? Now, please. Okay. Just participate, then give you time to copy. This we call as make or buy table. X and then Z. Please participate. When you buy X from outside, what is the buying cost? When you buy Z, what is the cost? When I make X, what is the variable cost of manufacturing? 33. When I make Z, what is the variable cost of manufacturing? 16.5. Accept or not? No. Now, making is cheaper. Due to making X, I save 11 rupees or not? 11 rupees saved is contribution here. So no, by making X, my contribution is 11 rupees extra. Because if I buy X, I have to pay 44. If I make X, I only incur what? 33. By making X, rather than buying X, my contribution going to be how much higher? 11 rupees higher. This is a contribution due to making X. Yes or no? And by making Z, my contribution will be how much higher here? 6.5 higher. Accepted or not? No. If I manufacture X, I have 11 rupees extra contribution. If I manufacture what? Z, I have 6.5 rupees extra contribution because making is cheaper than what? Buying it. Yes or no? What should we make? X, Z. X gives me 11 rupees, saves me 11 rupees extra cost or not. So it is having an extra contribution of 11. It is only having how much? 6.5. So make X and buy what? Z. Am I right or not? Because this 11 rupees is a contribution per unit, but the remaining part is not units, is what? Hour. I have to find out what? Contribution per hour. Everybody, yes or no? Again I say, making only best. What is best here? Making best. When I make X, instead of what? Buying X, how much I save? 11 rupees. When I make Z, instead of what? Buying Z, how much I save here? 6.5. So by making X, I can earn 11 rupees extra contribution. By making Z, I can make what? 6.5 extra contribution. Accept or not? No. Per unit we see, it's better to make X because X gives you what? 11 rupees extra contribution. Z gives you only what? 6.5. But can I rank based on contribution per unit? No. Contribution per what? Hour. Tell me X consume how many hours? 3 hours. And Z consume 1 hour. Yes or no? Now, in other words, what? I save 11 rupees. I save how much rupees? 11 rupees. By giving how many hours? 3 hours. Every hour, the cost saved is 3.67 or the contribution earned is 3.67. I save 6.5 rupees by working how many hours? 1 hour. Each hour given gives me how much here? 6.5. I have a mission hour. I have what? Mission N hour. Will the mission N hour given to X or Z? I have 1 hour of mission N here. Mission N hour should be given to X or Z. Why should I give it to Z? When I give Z, you can save me 6.5 rupees cost. When I give it to X, you can save me only much? 3.67. Or Z can give me an extra contribution of 6.5 and X can give me only how much? 3.67. Tell me the first rank is what? This. And they're going to be the second rank. Respond, are you following or not? No. Tell me my strategy. Manufacture what? Z. I should make Z. Yes or no? No. And what is X? What is X here? Don't say buy. What I say is manufacture to the extent of possible. What could not be manufactured only should be what? Bought from outside. Because for X also manufacturing only good. Everybody following us. So now tell me, I have 2000 mission hours. First of all, I should give the hours to which product? Y. And I cannot be bought at all. Next given to what? Z. And then given to what? X. Balance should be what? Bought from outside. Is make or buy decision. Everybody following us. So now, first of all, I want to have a clarity. This table, utmost clarity are having, or should I explain? Otherwise, for me, headache, because problem after problem, I should scream about this table. Now, if you want, I will explain now itself, basic problem. Otherwise, I will proceed. Should I explain? Proceed. Okay. Now, I don't want to suppress minority inside the crowd. Those who want to explain alone, raise your hand. Okay, I have seen some hands. Okay, I'll tell you once again this table. Others also can listen. Don't talk. This is the problem. Okay, now. When your work is over, don't talk. Once again, listen. More clarity can be got. A confusion also may arise. Can I say it? No. Would want to get a better here, but still, let us proceed, please. Romba simple. Conductor, bus conductor, can I say it? Now, everybody complaining one thing. Yes, yeah. 5 minutes, yeah. Okay, after 5 minutes, I'll put. Let me complete this problem and then put the AC. Can I say it? No. Don't talk. Now, X, Y, Z. I will love to what? Solliya. X. Question Papa. X, Y, Z. All the three I will love to manufacture. I like to produce what? All the three. I love to manufacture what? All the three. Normal English sense I am speaking. Can I say now? But I cannot manufacture all the three products. Why? Only 2,000 machine hours available. Yes or no? There is a limiting factor which prohibits me in what? Manufacturing the entire component requirements. Yes or no? In that case, necessarily, I have to buy a portion of the requirement from outside. Is accepted? Can I buy Y from outside? No. It does not have a buying option. Y should be necessarily what? Manufactured. It does not come into competition at all. Now, the fight is between who and who? Between what? X and Z. Now, I have to compare two things. What are the buying cost? What are the manufacturing cost? What are the buying cost of X and Z? 44, 23. What are the manufacturing cost? 33, 16.5. Obviously, one knows that manufacturing is cheaper than what? Buying. But relatively, which is more cheaper than I am seeing here? Are you following what I am saying? Now, instead of buying, if I manufacture what? X, I will be able to save for my company. How much rupees? 11 rupees. Savings is contribution earned or not? I save 11 rupees variable cost. I earn what? 11 rupees contribution. So by manufacturing X, I can earn 11 rupees extra contribution than buying X from outside. Point number one, accept that. Yes, now, if I manufacture Z, it is only 16.5. By how many days? 23. By manufacturing Z and by not buying Z from outside, I can save how much cost for my company? 6.5. Or I can earn 6.5 more contribution. Yes or no? Now, to put it simply, by manufacturing X, I can earn a contribution of 11 rupees extra. By manufacturing Z, I earn a contribution how much? 6.5 extra. Which is good here? X. Can I say manufacture X? No. To make this 11 rupees extra contribution, I have to spend how many hours? 3 hours. For the have to spend only how many hours? 1 hour. That means every hour I can save a cost of 3.67 or earn an extra contribution of 3.67, and for this every hour is going to be 6.5. So 1 hour if I give to Z, I can earn an extra contribution of 6.5. 1 hour if I give it to X, I can earn only how much? 3.67. Tell me which should be given? X or Z or Z? So manufacture Z and second rank should be what? X. So the decision is manufacture Z and what? Manufacture X to the extent what? Possible, and balance should be bought from outside. Is a make or buy decision. Respond yes or no? I ask a question. What is this 11? What is this 6.5? 11 is contribution of X. That is what? Contribution of Z. Right or not? Wrong. Now contribution is selling price minus variable cost. Here selling price is not given. Yes or no? Now what is 11 and 6.5? Very simple. 11 is extra contribution from X by not buying. How to understand the number? 11 is not the product X contribution. In a contribution is what? Selling price minus variable cost. How to understand this X here? 11 rupees. 11 rupees is what? Extra contribution from X when instead of buying, if I manufacture. So by manufacturing X, instead of what? Buying X, how much can extra? 11. What is 6.5? extra contribution from Z by manufacturing Z instead of what? Buying from outside. That means, once again tell me much more shorter, what is 11 rupees? Extra contribution from X due to manufacturing. What is 6.5? Extra contribution from Z due to manufacturing. To earn this 11 from manufacturing, how many manufacturing hours required? 3 hours. How much required here? 1 hour. So 3.67 is the extra contribution I get for every hour given, and for every hour given, which is higher here, 6.5. First rank is that, second rank to what? X, and then go for the allocation. Innappa, right or not? Now, continue writing. Now, I think if you are right, you have finished copying up to the stage. Yes or no? Now, write down. Next. Continue. Same step you continue. The entire requirement cannot be produced. The entire requirement cannot be produced. Doubt about? 1 minute wait here. Now, write down. From the above, please write. From the entire requirement, please, let's continue this. The entire requirement cannot be produced, please. The entire requirement cannot be produced. The entire requirement cannot be produced because we have the entire requirement cannot be produced because we have insufficient process n hours. Because we have insufficient process n hours. We have insufficient. Okay. Continue. Now, see. You are looking at a chance to disturb the class here. Okay, now, this is unacceptable. Okay. The insufficient process n hours. Please continue. Hence, we should buy some requirement from outside. Hence, we should buy some requirements from outside. Hence, we should buy some requirements from outside. Hence, we should buy some requirements from outside. Next paragraph, same point, next paragraph. Y should be product, Y should be necessarily manufactured. Product Y should be necessarily manufactured because product Y should be necessarily manufactured because it does not have buying option. Product Y should be necessarily manufactured because it does not have buying option. By X or Z. Next line, by X or Z should be decided. By X or Z should be decided based on the relative extra cost. By X or Z should be decided based on their relative extra cost. By X or Z should be decided based on the relative extra cost. Please. Step 2 or step 3? Step 2. Make or buy table. Step 2. Make or buy table. Please copy this as fast as possible. Make or buy table. Please. Shh. Stop talking. Please copy fast. Stop talking. Please. Huh? Please. See, another 30 minutes. Can you manage without AC? Please. Something we have. I don't have control over all this. Yeah. In standard costing, planning, operating when we discuss or not. Now, some things is beyond me, my control. Now, then the class time will get cut. Please cooperate with me. Now, one thing understand, whatever difficulty for you is for me also, right or not? I am not just standing in a better position teaching. Yeah, understand that whether AC, no AC, I am the worst affected here. See, and I am doing it for you. We have to complete the portions or not. Please, or cooperate. Yeah, don't be too fussy about things. Can you see now? It will be set right. I'll ask them. But now what can be done? Only one option. Class should be closed. One option. Now that I don't like it. Can you see now? Finish copying or not? Now. Please. Shh. Finish copying or not? Now. Tell me the hours allocation. First give the hours to what product? All of you. Y. Then give it to what? Then give it to what? X. Can you start or not? Now. Next step 2 or step 3? Step 3. Allocation of limiting factor. Our routine step. Step 3. Allocation of limiting factor. Allocation of limiting factor. Allocation of limiting factor. Component, number of units, manufacturing hours per unit, manufacturing hours, cumulative hours. Components, number of units, manufacturing hours per unit, manufacturing hours, and then cumulative hours. Can I start up? Now, first of all, let's read the order. First item is what? Z. Sorry, first is what? Y. Y cannot be bought, no, should be necessary manufactured. First is Y. All of you continue. Tell me how many units should be manufactured? 300. 300 manufactured. How many hours is required? When I say hour, which hour? Process n hour. Other allocation, no? How many process n hours is required per unit? 3 hours. 3 hours required. What the manufacturing hours allocated? 900. What the cumulative hours? 900. Next is Z. Next is Z. Tell me how many units of Z? 450 units. Every unit how many hours? 1 hour. How many hours? 450 hours. The cumulative hours is going to be 1350 hours. 1350 hours. Now, totally how many hours? 2000. How many hours balance left? 650 hours. 650 hours. How many hours per unit of X? 3 hours. How many X is possible to manufacture? 216 units. 216 units of what product? X. My question is, how many X I require? 300. In which I manufacture what? 216. What is the balance here? Buy. I don't X 84 units buy. X 84 units buy. X 84 units buy. X 84 units buy. This is a very straightforward, simple make or buy problem. Everybody respond. Are you all following or not? No. With this, we complete the solution to this particular question number 23. Okay. Now, see, around 15 minutes we lost due to this dragging and all. So I will not be able to do the next problem, but I'll discuss a small concept now. I am deviating just to make you discuss a small concept. We'll continue with the make or buy big sums in the next class. I don't have a time to do a next problem fully, nor I want to stop in the middle. Let us discuss a small concept called a shutdown or continue, and then we'll continue in the next class. Give that thing, shutdown or continue, please. Concept. See, understand that shutdown or continue can be decided only after seeing the cost benefit analysis. I do not done. No, we have not done that. So I'll tell you later. Okay, right now, shutdown or continue, please. Shutdown or continue. Okay, now please. Not being too fussy, really I'm asking, are you able to manage it here or not? Yes, no. Really? Okay. Really, are you able to manage or not? No. I don't want to put any health in hazard. Yeah. That don't blame me. That I'm not saying. I'm not forcing you. But out of heart, one should tell. Again, I say you should tell sincerely. Okay. Now, because I don't want to then something I'm Raju sir only. Ask him to stay here. Times now, Arnam Gosan will call me and say, how dare you teach after what, 8 o'clock? I don't want to put all this into risk. Yeah. Now, I'm saying, really, are you able to manage or not? Yes, now, I am able to manage here. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now. Is accept? Yes or no? No? Can I proceed now? Right now. Shut down or continue. Please. Shut down or continue. Please. Stop talking, please. Shut down or continue, please. That's question, yeah. Can I say? I'm not asking any answer. Okay, now. The topic shut down or continue is going to be discussed. Can I shut down or now? Now, I am deviating from the main discussion, that is the concept of make or buy. We'll continue that for another 2 classes. Okay, there's no stopping that. I'm deviating because I don't have a time to do one full-fledged big make or buy problem now. I'm going for the small start called a shutdown or continue. Please. This concept in second previous attempt also one small question for 5 marks has been asked. Okay, see. Okay. See, during please allow me, can I start or not? During recession periods, companies have to make a choice whether to temporarily close down their operations or continue their operations. Such a decision we call as what? Shutdown or continue. Understand that we are not discussing about a permanent closure of a factory. We are discussing only about a temporary suspension of the operation during a lean business period, reopening it or revamping it after the business gets reopened. Are you following or not? Now, this decision we call as what? Shutdown or continue decisions. This decision or any decision for that case should be made based on cost benefit analysis. There is going to be a benefit of shutting down. There is also going to be a cost of shutdown decision. Benefit is more than cost, shutdown, or benefit is less than cost, continue, is what is a method of making a shutdown or continue decision. Right or not? Now, tell me point number 1. Shutdown or continue decision is about a permanent factory closure. Only temporary suspension. Only one temporary suspension. Number 2. During boom periods, that is when demand is very high, obviously everybody like to what? Continue. But shutdown decision comes only during what? Lean periods of demand. When you shut down a factory, there is going to be a benefit due to shutting down. There is also obviously going to be what? Some loss due to shutting down. If the benefit is more than cost, shut down. Otherwise what? Continue. Is what is the cost benefit analysis regarding the shutdown? Yes or no? No. The question is, sir, what is the benefit and what is the cost of shutdown decision. Respond. Are you following up? Now, benefit of a shutdown decision. Let us see one by one. Okay. Now, the benefit of shutdown decision is something called as avoidable fixed cost. What is the benefit here? Avoidable fixed cost. When I shut down, those fixed costs will not be incurred. When I continue, that fixed cost will be incurred. When I keep the factory open, it will be incurred. When I keep the factory closed, it can be avoided. Such a fixed cost is called as what fixed cost? Avoidable fixed cost. That's the benefit I enjoy when I close the factory, because when I close it, that fixed cost can be avoided. Everybody following or not? Now, let us be elaborate on that to understand this number before I go for the next one. Okay, now. When I use the word avoidable fixed cost, we should know that there are two types of fixed cost. What types of fixed cost? Unavoidable fixed cost and then avoidable fixed cost. Now, let's take an example. Just for example, don't extrapolate too much. Say for example, everywhere people joining CA has suppose reduced. Okay, CA registration, suppose the initial registration has dropped for the next CPT attempt. Okay, in that case, everywhere CPT enrollment is getting reduced. What is getting reduced? CPT enrollment is getting reduced. Now, for example, December 14 CPT examination, a batch has to start in say MT Educa. MT has start what? A CPT batch for December 14 examination. Now, suppose only 3 admission inquiry came. Example, okay? No, don't extrapolate. Okay, all are only examples. Okay, listen here, right? 3 enquiries only till now has come. Now they have to decide whether to go for this batch or discontinue this batch. I'm not saying discontinue CPT, discontinue what? December 14 batch, they have to decide. Are you following what I'm saying? Now, please. While making the decision, there are fixed costs involved. Let's take 2 fixed costs. One is the room rent. Already they are having a premises. For which they have to pay what? Room rent. Number 2 is faculties. Okay, suppose faculties are not paid on the number of student basis, they paid on what? The hourly basis. The time taken into what? The rate per hour they are going to be paid on hourly basis. The 2 costs, namely faculty cost and then what? Room rent. Both are fixed costs. Accepted? Why both are fixed cost? Because both does not move with the number of students. Whenever you use the word fixed variable, the cost driver should be understood. The cost driver is what? Number of students. Both does not move with the volume. Respond is or no? No. Suppose MTH decide to stop this batch. They don't want to do what? December 14 CPT batch. In that case, they go to the landlord and say, this time no batch, I will not pay you rent. Will you agree or will not agree? Will not agree, sir. Whether batch is there or not, pay me rent. Then the rent is unavoidable fixed cost. Yes or no? Faculty they call. You have done great service MTH again. I'll call you back on what? January 15. So this time what? No back. Will you pay the faculty the fees or will not pay the fees? Will not pay the fees. Now. That means the faculty fees is also fixed and also the room rent is fixed. The room rent is what? Unavoidable. Faculty fees is what? Avoidable. Tell me by closing the batch, what the company has said, the faculty fee is the benefit of shutting down. Respond yes or no? Yeah. So the shutting down has got an advantage called as what? Avoidable fixed cost. That's the benefit of the shutting down decision. Respond yes or no? No. But when it's shut down, I'm going to have a cost. The 2 costs also with a shutdown point. One is called as shutdown cost, another is called as opportunity cost. What 2 costs here? Shutdown cost and then opportunity cost. Now, shutdown cost means in factory and all, when you want to close a factory, we cannot close the door, put a lock and go. Okay, it is not that way because factory should be maintained in working condition during the shutdown period. It or not? See, always it is easy to maintain a working factory rather than what? A closed factory. In a working factory, machines will be what? Automatically maintained during the operation itself. It or not? But when the factory is closed, I will incur some extra expenses to maintain the factory in what? Working condition during the shutdown period. Such a cost, we call as what cost? Yeah? Shutdown cost. This will be incurred when I shut down. This will not be incurred when I what? Continue. So this is the cost of shutting down or not? Yes, we call it shutdown cost. Now, number 2, opportunity cost. During shutdown period, will the demand be zero? There is going to be some demand. There is going to be what? Some demand. Okay. Now, There's going to be some demand now. When I shut down, the demand is lost or not? No. When I lose a demand, I lose what? Selling price. I also save what? Variable cost. What I lose is not sales. What I lose is what? Contribution. So there is going to be a contribution loss on the possible shutdown period demand. Innappa, right or not? No. That means there are two things here. Shutting down has got an avoidable fixed cost, and shutting down has got what? A shutdown cost, and then contribution loss. If the benefit is more than cost, what we should do? Shut down. Benefit less means what? We have to continue. Is the first stage discussion regarding the shutdown or continue decision. Point number 1. Accept or not? One more point is pending. I'll tell that before we complete the introduction part. Please respond yes or no. Now, let us sum. Please. Another 10 minutes. Yeah. Another 5 minutes maximum. Okay. I won't delay you. Please. Let us summarize and then proceed further. Now, I am discussing about permanent closure, temporary shutdown or temporary. When I shut down a factory, what advantage? Some fixed cost can be avoided. It is called as what? Avoidable fixed cost. What disadvantage? Some special cost has to be incurred to maintain the factory in working condition. Called as what? Shutdown cost. And obviously during shutdown period also some demand is expected as or no. The contribution loss is what? Opportunity cost. Are you following that? Now, one last discussion before I leave you. Other will be incomplete. Can I proceed? Now, see, let's take an example. Avoidable fixed cost is 1 lakh. Shutdown cost is say 60,000. Contribution loss, suppose 5,000 units demand is there and a contribution of say 5 per unit. What the contribution loss? 25,000. Please. Now, benefit is 1 lakh. The cost is how much here? 85,000. Answer me. Should I shut down or continue? Shut down. Now, when I shut down, I say 1 lakh and I have to incur what? 60,000 rupees as what? Shutdown cost. My marketing team comes and says that during this weak period, lean period, we will be able to maximum sell if we keep the factory open. How many units? 5,000 units. So what are the contribution loss? 25,000. Now, I lose 25,000 contribution. I spend what? 6,000 shutdown cost. The cost is 85,000. The benefit is what? 1 lakh. Tell me, should I shut down or continue or shut down? The benefit is more than what? Cost. Now, please. From this, we should understand that in the entire chapter, I said there is one hero. Who is the hero? The hero of the chapter is what? Volume is the hero. Yes or no? What are the hero exact? Cost and then what? Profit. Now, every aspect which I discuss will come back to what? Volume. My shutdown or continue decision mainly depends on my shutdown period demand. Yes, it depends on what? My shutdown period demand. Please. In other words, in the shutdown period, if the demand is fairly good, I will continue. So no. If the demand is very low, I will want shut down. There should be some demand at which I will be indifferent between what? Shutdown or continue. Such a demand we call as what? The shutdown point. Ennappa respond yes or no? No. That means whether to shut down or continue not only depends on avoidable fixed cost, not only depends on what? Shutdown cost. It is also influenced by what? Contribution loss, which in turn is influenced by what? The volume during the shutdown period. Yes or no? Now, if the expected volume is high, suppose this is 10,000 units now, I'll shut down or continue because this is 50 plus 60 gives you what? 1 lakh 10,000. I have only what? 1 lakh, I'll continue. Yes or no? Now, at what volume I'll be indifferent between what? Shutting on or continuing is what we call as a shutdown point. Ennappa, right or not? Now, that is going to be the last discussion now. See, number 1. What is avoidable fixed cost? 1 lakh. In my example, what is shutdown cost? 60,000. Now, contribution loss, let that volume be how many units? X units. What the contribution per unit? 5 rupees. Yes or no? Now, the benefit how much rupees? 1 lakh. The cost is what? 60,000 plus what? 5x. If I equate, I'll be getting x. It is called as what? Shutdown point. Ennappa, yes or no? Now, if I simplify again, 5x is equal to 1 lakh minus 60,000. Yes or no? X is equal to what? 1 lakh minus 60,000 divided by what? 5. How many units? 8,000 units. If the marketing team says, during the next 3 months or 4 months lean period, I'll be able to sell 8,000 units. Will it shut down the factory, continue the factory, shut down or continue? I'll be indifferent, yes or no? The marketing team says, I will not able to sell more than 7,000. What you will do? Shut down. I'll be surely able to sell what? 8,000, 9,000. What will do? Continue. Everybody respond yes or no. Now, whether a shutdown or continue depends on the shutdown period demand. The indifference point is called as what? The shutdown point. Here 8,000 units. Up to this, are you following not? Now, the formula is simple. What is X? Shutdown point. What is 1 lakh? Avoidable fixed cost. What is 60,000? Shutdown cost. What is 5? Contribution per unit. Can I say shutdown point is equal to what? Avoidable fixed cost minus shutdown cost divided by contribution per unit gives the shutdown point. Accept or not? Yeah. Volume can be expressed in units as well as in what? Value. We want in value instead of contribution divided by what? PV ratio. What is shutdown point? Avoidable fixed cost minus shutdown cost divided by PV ratio. Respond yes or no? No. Tell me shutdown point formula in units is what? Avoidable fixed cost minus shutdown cost divided by contribution per unit. In value is what? Avoidable fixed cost minus shutdown cost divided by PV ratio gives a shutdown point in value. Up to this, are you following or not?